Let's go. I got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast, right past anybody taking life for granted, yeah, that's too bad. I be grateful for everything that I have. You only got this life, you don't get it back. Make the most of it, become the best that I can. Everybody look at me, I got a plan. You gotta work hard, play hard, do it from the start. Cause how you do anything is everything it's art. Stay consistent and do it every day. Don't let fatigue get in your way. Cause 10% of something is better than nothing. You better do something if you wanna be something. I can feel my stomach rumbling, I'm hungry. Big things coming, I ain't bluffing, yeah.
Welcome to the brand new 3 and Out Renaissance podcast. This is episode number 2. I'm your host, Moneymaker Chris, and so happy to finally be able to say that we are officially up and running and the Renaissance era is upon us. We are live now on all these platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Pandora. My website is live. The 3 and Out Renaissance podcast is up and going. The first episode is out where I talked about free agencies, well, some other NFL news. It's available now. I'll give all the plugs for all of the socials and the website and everything, and how you can access the show at the end when I do my plugs. But we are up and running. We are rocking and rolling. The official relaunch of the 3 and Out podcast is here. I'm so excited for this. So excited for this. New name, same concept. Still gonna be on here talking football, recapping games as the season starts. Hopefully, I'll have a lot of my guests come back. If we get some new guests on here, but I'm just so excited for this opportunity. So excited for this relaunch. It's exciting. It's an exciting time. That's the one thing about football. There's always plenty to talk about, whether it's the games during the season, the off season with free agency, the combine, the draft, the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, preseason. There's always news, trades, and stuff. There's always news when it comes to football. There's never a dull moment. I mean, you have the off season and everything, but it's always something going on in the world of football. Of course, you got college football going on, that's football at the high school level. I mean, there's always something going on when it pertains to football, but especially when it comes to the NFL. It's like an ongoing cycle year round stuff going on in the world of football. Like I said, last episode 1, I was talking about, like I said, free agency and some other news and stuff that I hadn't got a chance to talk about. But today I'm gonna be talking about the NFL schedule, a little bit about the NFL draft, and some other little news and notes that I have here today to discuss with you guys. So let's kick things off. Let's talk about the schedule. The schedule is out now for all the teams. And normally the NFL season starts on a Thursday. They'll have the defending Super Bowl champion taking on whatever opponent that they decide to have them face at the time. But this year they are starting on a Wednesday. They are starting on a Wednesday. It's going to be Seattle taking on New England, I believe it is. New England, yes, they're taking on New England on Wednesday, September 9th on NBC and Peacock, 8:20 Eastern Standard Time. That's a big switch up. That's a huge, huge switch up. But the NFL is so popular now, they could put it on any day of the week and people are gonna watch. Normally, you obviously think of Sunday, obviously, for NFL pro football, with Monday Night Football, then you have Thursday night football, and, like, once the season, like, toward the back end of the season, they'll have some Saturday games and everything like that. But to have a game on a Wednesday, that's huge. That is ginormous. It's huge. It's exciting. It's very, very exciting to see them try something a little different for a change. And also, too, we'll still be getting Thursday football, but that won't be the first game. It'll be the second game, but it'll be the first international game. It's gonna be the 49ers taking on the Rams. That's gonna kick off the international schedule of games. And it's become such a big thing, these international games. Like, I think it's helping to grow the sport, going overseas, going to London, going to Brazil, they're going to Brazil and Madrid, they're going to different places having football and growing the game outside of the US. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Obviously, a lot of these places, soccer is king. Of course, got the World Cup going on right now. Some places like cricket and everything is big. Like football is our sport, it's the American sport, but having it in these other countries and everything, and seeing those stadiums packed with people loving our form of football is amazing. It's a beautiful thing to see. So those are going to be the first couple of games kicking off the NFL season. And let's go to week 1. I have the games here in my notes. Like I said, those are the first 2 games, like I said, on that Wednesday with Seattle and the Patriots and the 49ers and the Rams. Those are the 2 games that'll kick off the season. And then, of course, you have your Sunday slate of games. You're gonna have Bears and Panthers. You're gonna have Tampa and the Bengals. You're gonna have Saints and Lions. You're gonna have Texans and Bills, Ravens and Colts, Browns and Jacksonville, Atlanta and Seattle, Jets and the Titans, Cardinals and Chargers, Dolphins and Raiders, Packers and Vikings, my Commanders taking on the Eagles. And then on Sunday Night Football, you got the NFC East battle, Cowboys and Giants. And Monday Night Football, you got a AFC West battle with Kansas City and Denver. That's the slate of games that's going to kick off week 1. We shall see how these games play out. As always, that first week of the season is always exciting because we've waited so long for football. We're just thriving, like whatever games we can get. We're happy to see some football back. So we'll see how these games ultimately play out. But I'll be excited just like all the other football fans. Come week 1, I'm gonna have my snacks and stuff ready. Be sitting down in front of the TV, ready to watch some football. Ready to watch some because there's nothing like football. Basketball's cool. We just saw the Knicks win the championship. Big shouts out to them. But baseball's cool. Hockey's cool. Just finished up the Stanley Cup. The Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. There's nothing like football. Football, just a different animal, a totally different beast. Totally different beast. And the game just continues to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger and just continue to expand even more so. That's all the games for week 1. And then, like I said, you have your international games. We'll go over those as well as your Monday Night Football games, your Sunday Night Football games, and your Thursday Night Football games. Other international games, week 3, they started a little earlier this year because normally they start in like October with the international games. They start in September. So week 1, I told you 49ers and Rams. Week 3 in Rio, you have Ravens and Cowboys. That's going to be interesting. Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson. Then you're going to have week 4, my Commanders, Colts, taking on the Colts. That's going to be on October 4th. Hopefully everybody's healthy because when we went over to Madrid last year, a lot of our guys were not healthy. Jaden Daniels wasn't there. Terry wasn't there. We didn't have any of our top guys in that game. So hopefully, like I said, getting an earlier start, week 4, hopefully everybody's healthy. We can go into that game at full strength. That's over in London. And then week 5, you have Eagles in Jacksonville. And then you have week 6, you got Jacksonville again taking on the Texans. Jacksonville has become every year, anytime they have the internationals game, they always end up going overseas. It's become like an adopted team over there, it seems. And then in Paris, you're gonna have Steelers and the Saints. That's gonna be interesting. In Madrid, you're gonna have Bengals and Falcons week 9. Week 10, you're gonna have Patriots and Lions. And then week 11, you're gonna have in Mexico City, you're gonna have Vikings and 49ers. So that's your international games for the year. And like I say, it's good for the sport. It's good for the sport to continue to grow the game outside of the US. And like I say, seeing those stadiums packed full of people is always a beautiful thing. Now you got your Monday night game. Monday night football. Are you ready for some football? Hank Williams. I love that. I always loved that when they would do that Monday night opening with all my rowdy friends are here for Monday night. Good stuff. As a kid, I remember that vividly. That was so much fun seeing that. Are you ready for some football? I love it. I love it. Like I said, you got Denver and Kansas City. That's week 1. Week 2, you got Giants and Rams. Week 3, you have Eagles and Bears. Week 4, you got Falcons Saints, Bills Rams. Week 5, week 6, you got my Commanders taking on the 49ers. NFC East battle in week 7, Cowboys and the Eagles. Bears in Seattle, week 8, week 9, Bills and Vikings. Chargers and Ravens, week 10, week 11, got the Commanders again taking on the Bengals. Last time we played the Bengals on Monday Night Football, that was the coming out party for Jaden Daniels. He balled out in that game, his rookie season. That was a beautiful thing. But this time it's here, not in Cincinnati, so that should be very interesting. Tampa versus Panthers, week 12. Cowboys, Seattle, week 13. Steelers in Jacksonville, week 14. 15, Patriots and Kansas City. Week 16, you got the Giants and the Lions, and you got the Texans and Packers to end the season of Monday Night Football. Some great matchups there. Some really good games. Very, very excited to see how Monday Night Football plays out. And I hope we get the Manning cast back. I haven't heard the schedule for the Manning cast. If you haven't experienced the Manning cast, it's basically Peyton and Eli watching Monday Night Football, giving their insight. They'll normally have guests on there. They've had a variety of different people. They've had Marshawn Lynch on there. They've had Little Wayne on there. They've had actors, comedians, different people. I think Vince Vaughn might have been on there one time. I mean, they've had a variety of different people. And they just on there just having fun, breaking down the game only the way the Mannings can break down a football game. So I'm sure they're gonna bring that back too, because I believe they signed like a multi-year deal to do their whole Manning cast. That's how I watch Monday Night Football when I'm home and I'm able to watch. I watch through the Manning cast. No disrespect to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, but y'all know y'all not Peyton and Eli. They just make it fun. It's a good experience. Normally it's on ESPN2 while the main coverage is on the main ESPN network. And it's just good. It's good. It's a good time. Those guys know how to really make it fun watching the games. They really know how to break down stuff. Let's see the Sunday Night Football schedule. Like I said, I mentioned you got Cowboys and Giants week 1. That's John Harbaugh making his debut with the Giants, seeing how he does. First time not being with the Ravens because he spent his whole time with the Ravens. So it's gonna be different seeing him going from the AFC to the NFC. So that's gonna be very interesting going up against those Cowboys. Week 2, you got Colts in Kansas City. Week 3, you got Rams in Denver. Week 4, Lions and Panthers. Week 5, Ravens and Falcons. Week 6, Cowboys again taking on the Packers. That's going to be very interesting. Micah Parsons going up against his former team. I know they don't know if he's going to start the season because he was out with, I think it's Achilles injury. He tore his Achilles. So they said he could be back for that game, possibly. We shall see. Kansas City and Seattle versus Seattle week 7, Eagles and Commanders week 8, Tampa Bay and Bears week 9, Steelers and Bengals week 10, the Mexico City game against the 49ers and the Vikings, that's week 11, Chargers and Patriots week 12, Steelers and Texans week 13, Packers, Bills week 14, Lions, Vikings week 15, week 16, Jacksonville and the Cowboys, and then we have week 17, 49ers and the 49ers and the Eagles. So, yeah, that's the Sunday night football slate. Got a wide variety of teams in there. It's good seeing. I mean, you always know you're always gonna get the Cowboys, Commanders. They normally get a game here or there. You know you're gonna get Kansas City in there, but it's nice seeing the Panthers get the chance to be on Sunday Night Football. Let's see, Jacksonville, seeing them on there going up against the Cowboys. Nice seeing some different teams get an opportunity to get that prime time slot. 'Cause those prime time slots, they are precious. They are precious. They always save them for the top tier teams. So it's nice seeing some other teams get into the mix there. Now the Thursday night football slate, Thursday night football on Amazon Prime. They normally start week 2. Last year the Packers and Commanders kicked it off not so not so great how that game went down. Let's not discuss that. But this year they're kicking it off with Lions and Bills. Then week 3 you got Falcons and Packers. Then you got Steelers and Browns. Week 4, week 5 Cowboys, Tampa Bay. Week 6 Denver and Seattle. Week 7 Bears and Patriots. Week 8 not Cowboys, Packers and Panthers. Week 9 you have the Ravens and Jacksonville. Week 10 you got my Commanders and Giants. Week 11 Colts and Texans. Week 13 Rams and Kansas City. Week 14 Patriots, Vikings. Week 15 49ers, Chargers. Week 16 Eagles and Texans, and then you get the Ravens and the Bengals to close it out in week 17. Some good matchups there. You gotta take once again, got a wide variety of teams here. You got the Kansas City, you got the 49ers, you got my Commanders, you got the Ravens, you got the Packers. Get a once again, a nice variety of different teams. Mix it up on Thursday Night Football. I like the crew that they have there with Carissa Thompson and Tony Gonzalez and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They got a good crew of people there. Richard Sherman. They do a very, very good job at the coverage on Thursday Night Football. Let's see here. Thanksgiving games, we got, of course, it's always going to be the Lions and the Cowboys. They're always going to play. So we getting Packers and Rams. Actually, we're getting a Thanksgiving Eve game this year. So we're getting a game on that Wednesday. We're getting Packers and the Rams. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we're getting Lions and Bears, Cowboys, Eagles, Kansas City, and Bills. And then the Black Friday game, you're getting Denver and the Steelers. I mean, I'm like that the NFL is trying to experiment with some stuff. Like I said, instead of having the first game be on a Thursday, you're having the game on a Wednesday, then you're getting another Thanksgiving Eve game, testing the market. Like I said, they could put football on any day of the week and people would tune in. People are just that hungry for football. I know Jason Kelsey was talking about at one point, like the NFL kind of getting away from Sunday football by having football on other days of the week. And I get that because normally you think Sunday football, that's like the main peak day for football. Of course, you have your Monday night game, your Thursday night game, but Sunday is like Saturday is the day for college football. Sunday is the day for NFL football. And I get that. But just in the time that we're living in, and as much as people love football and as much as football has grown over the last several years, I get it. And at some point, I'm sure we're gonna be getting that 18th game, whether people like it or not. It's coming. It's when soon as they announced 17 games, you knew 18 games was gonna come at some point. Nothing's set in stone yet, but you figure at some point they're gonna have 18 games, and people will tune in. People will tune in. People love football. Football has become religion for a lot of people. in this country. People love them some football. They plan their whole days around NFL football. So people will definitely tune in. The Christmas Day games this week or for this year on Netflix, you got Packers and the Bears, and you got Bills and Denver. Those should be two good games here. You got some good matchups there. You got Caleb Williams and versus Jordan Love, and you got Bo Nix versus Josh Allen. It's shout out to Caleb Williams on the cover of Madden this year, Madden 2027. Hey, watch out for that Madden curse. Watch out for the Madden curse. I'm telling you, I should do an episode on the Madden. That's a good idea. I may do that. I'm nothing like nothing set in stone, but that's definitely something I may consider because that Madden curse is something else. I mean, you don't want to believe in like superstitious type of things, but the way either guys have either gotten hurt on the when they're on the cover of Madden, or they just have a down year of being on the cover of Madden. It's just like it's crazy. Yeah, and that's something I may possibly dive into. Stay tuned for that. Tuned for stay tuned for that one. Let's see. And my Commanders are scheduled for the season. I mentioned we kicked the season off with let the Cowboys kick the season off with the Eagles. Cowboys the second game of the season. I mean, we have a tough schedule here. We kick off with two NFC East games with the Eagles and Cowboys. Then we have our home on the road, and on our home opener is against the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle, the Colts, the international game. Then you got the Giants. Then you got the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Early bye week, week 7. Come out the bye, take the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, and then got the Rams with Myles Garrett now. Got to face them. Giants on Thursday Night Football, Bengals on Monday Night Football, got the Cardinals, Titans, Texans with that very good defense, Falcons, Vikings, Jacksonville, and then we end the season with the Cowboys. It's not an easy schedule. This is not an easy schedule at all. You start off with 2 division games, home opener against the Super Bowl champion, you get the international game, come back from that, and you have another NFC East game, the 49ers. You come out of the bye week with the Eagles, Rams, another NFC East game, Bengals. I mean, it gets a little easier on the back end, but you never know. I always say more so than any other sport, NFL is game to game, week to week, year to year. You just never know. You look at the schedule, oh, we should beat this team. And that team comes up there and ends up kicking your butt. You just never know. And the worst team, the Browns or the Jets, no disrespect to them, but we know how bad the Browns and Jets have been over the years. They could show up one day and they could come out there and kick your butt. You just never know. That's how we've seen it happen way too many times. Way too many times. Hopefully, guys stay healthy. If that was one of the biggest issues last year, that injuries to Jay Daniels, Terry McLaurin, the defense wasn't what it should be. It definitely was below expectation. Just a combination of all of that. Just being in the NFC Championship game, one game away from the Super Bowl, we took a nosedive big time. So hopefully we can bounce back this year. Two new coordinators on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball, and let's see how they do. Let's see how they do and scheme up things. They definitely have their work cut out for them. They definitely have their work cut out for them for sure. So that's pretty much the schedule right there. Let's see. Something else here. Oh, they said that they're not going to do any more dual Monday Night Football games. The NFL, this is from Yahoo Sports. NFL is scrapping dual Monday Night Football games for its 2026 schedule because fans felt like they were conflicted to choose between those games. The league now has 5 total games that have yet to be assigned and distributed for next season. So yeah, I get that. I get that to an extent. You figure like, what game do I choose? You feel like you're conflicted. I mean, if you have two, like I do have multiple TVs, you can have one game on one TV, one game on another TV. You put up your laptop or tablet or phone. But I definitely get where they're coming from with that. So yeah, no dual NFL Monday Night Football games. So that's pretty much the schedule. Let's get into the draft. The draft was in Pittsburgh. My friend Adrian, shouts out to him once again. He got to go to the draft with some of his friends. So that was an amazing experience, getting to experience the NFL draft in person. Shouts out to Kels. She sang the national anthem. Amazing artist. I got to see her twice perform back in February and this past Tuesday here in DC. She is amazing. She has a voice on her. She calls her music dirty blues. She's got that bluesy, jazzy, soulful sound to her voice. Amazing. Got to meet her after the show both times. Got pictures with her. She is amazing. I would love to interview her for my other podcast, TMC Podcast. Fingers crossed. That would be amazing. I know do a lot of interviews. I've interviewed football people. I've interviewed obviously wrestlers for TMC, but I would love to kind of branch out, get some music people on there, maybe get some comedians on there, kind of branch out a little bit. But yeah, she's amazing. What a voice. If you haven't heard her, she's on social media, she's on TikTok, Instagram. She actually follows me on Instagram, Facebook as well, Finding Kels. Definitely check her out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A couple of her songs Gone, 6 Feet. Unbelievable. Just blown away by, like, her voice and her talent. She's amazing. But yeah, she sang the national anthem at the NFL draft. 'Cause she's from Pittsburgh, so that was like homecoming for her. She got to sing at the NBA Finals too. I asked her about that. I didn't think to ask her about the draft. I asked her about singing at the NBA Finals when I saw her on Tuesday, and she said she found out like 2 days before about that. That's crazy. I know how it was for the NFL, but I know for the NBA Finals, she literally found out 2 days before. I mean, that's gotta be nerve-wracking. But hey, when you're a pro like that, you just gotta be ready for your moment because you never know when the opportunity is gonna present itself. But yeah, we had the NFL draft back in April, and the big schools that were represented. They had school that had the most picks. 11 people from Ohio State. I mean, no surprise there. That's a huge like football school. Texas A&M had 10 people drafted from Texas A&M. Alabama, another big football school, 10 players came from there. Texas Tech had 9. Clemson had 9. And the U, Miami, had 9. I mean, the U, so many great players have played for the U. Warren Sapp, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Vinny Testaverde, Willis McGinnis, um, who else? Clinton Portis, Santana Moss, the late Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, Warren Sapp, The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, people's champ, The Rock, now Hollywood superstar, played at the U. So much great talent has come through that school. It's probably there's even more names that I'm probably not even thinking of, but those ones just off the top of my head. Coach Jimmy Johnson, coach there. Oh my God. So much talent. I mean, Ohio State. That's all these schools they've had great talent have come from these schools. Clemson too. Another school that's had a lot of great talent that's come through there. Like I said, when you think of college football, this is like the cream of the crop when it comes to college football and everything. So we had the draft. I mean, the first round I mean, the Raiders had the first pick. Everybody that was pretty much the lock. Everybody knew that Fernando Mendoza coming out of Indiana, quarterback, was gonna be the number one pick. No surprise there, coming off that national championship win. Indiana, I said it on the other Three and Out show, but I would be recapping games. When you think of Indiana, you think of like a basketball school. I never thought of Indiana as like a football school. That's always like the Cruisers, the movie and everything. You think of basketball when you think of Indiana. Pacers and everything in the NBA. You don't think of football, but from Nando Mendoza, the crew, they changed that, had a great season, won the national championship. He had that dive for that touchdown in the championship game against Miami. He was a lock for number one. He was a lock to be the first pick. And after that, it was pretty much there were so many different scenarios, so many different ways the draft could have gone. After that, like I said, there was no no guarantees. It could have been you had a variety of different names that could have gone after Mendoza. But Jets pick number 2, they went with Texas Tech's David Bailey, outside linebacker. This one was a bit of a surprise. Arizona went with Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. A lot of people said he might have been obviously the best running back in this draft. Some people might say he might have been the best player in this draft. They were saying it. The Titans would take him, the Giants, they mentioned, Kansas City. But when Kansas City signed Kenneth Walker, who played with Seattle last year, they figured he probably wasn't gonna go there. So, I mean, Commanders were interested. I would have loved if he'd have fell into the Commanders. That would have been great because I remember him doing an interview. He was saying him and Jaden Daniels in the backfield, they could have did some things. That would have been very exciting to see, especially with this new offense with David Blau. It would have been interesting to see what he could have did with those two. But I don't know about that for Arizona. I mean, you still don't know your quarterback situation there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you just got rid of Kyler Murray, so you don't know. I mean, are you really ready to have a um player of his caliber? Are you really ready for that with the Cardinals? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can't go wrong with adding a player like that. But of all teams, I didn't see him going to the Cardinals. So I'm just like, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, hey, great running back. We'll see. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does there. But yeah, I mean, you got Jacoby Brissett there at quarterback. Was he your long term answer at quarterback? They did draft Carson Beck. We shall see. But is he the long term answer there? I don't know. I would have liked to see him go to a better situation, but we'll see how that plays out. We'll ultimately see how that plays out with him there. Carnell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver, went there to the Titans at number 4. That gives Cam Ward a nice target there, so good for him. Carnell Tate. He was somebody I thought the Commanders may would have got if he had fallen. The Giants took linebacker, another Ohio State person, Arvell Reese, goes to the Giants, going there with John Harbaugh, and hopefully be one of the anchors of that defense over there. Kansas City, they actually moved up to get Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU, to help that defense over there in Kansas City. So we'll see how that plays out there. And of course, my Commanders took Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. I mean, the guy seems like a freak of nature. Hopefully, he'll be the anchor of our defense for years to come. We'll see how that plays out. Let's see some other picks from the first round that stood out. Caleb Downs, the big time safety out of Ohio State, goes to the Cowboys. And I'm like, hey, Cowboys actually may have a true stud there on that defense. I mean, this guy, I've heard great things about him, and I'm like, "Dang, like, I gotta face him twice twice a year." Like I say, darn it. This is a big surprise. Ty Simpson to the Rams at number 13. I know Dan Orlovsky has spoken very highly of him and I get it. Matthew Stafford's not gonna play forever, so you definitely wanna be able to have a successor for him so I can sit back and learn under him, but was that the best move for the Rams? Were they in a win now mode? Would you have gotten somebody else to now ultimately at the time we didn't know because this happened later on this month actually, the whole Myles Garrett trade, because the Rams are like in win now mode. They are in win now mode. So you think you would get a move, add somebody that can help you now. I mean, Ty Simpson, obviously, he's not going to come in and start. He's going to sit behind Stafford. You could have gone either offensive side, got another weapon for Stafford, or defensive side. But hey, we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that was probably one of the most shocking things from the draft. Kind of reminds me of when the Falcons took Michael Penix Jr. after signing Kirk Cousins. You draft the quarterback, and then now he's not even on the team anymore. He's with the Raiders now, and you're like, you spent all that money for Kirk Cousins, and you draft Michael Penix. You could have saved that money, drafted Penix, and added another piece on the either offensive or defensive side of the ball to try to help build that team up. Yeah, sometimes you wonder about some of these teams when they make some of these moves, these draft moves, these trades and stuff. You just never know. Never know with some of these moves. You just never know. Tampa Bay got Ruben Baines out of Miami, excellent defensive end here. Goes to that Todd Bowles defense. That's gonna be very interesting. See how he mixes in, how he uses him over there. That's gonna be very interesting. Kenyon Sadiq, great tight end out of Oregon, went to the Jets. You go into the Jets, I mean, the Jets are the Jets. They did add Geno Smith there, but the Jets are the Jets. That's all I can say. The Jets are the Jets. Eagles got Kai Lemon out of USC. That basically is a replacement since they've traded AJ Brown to the Patriots, so he can kind of help fill that void over there, alongside Devontae Smith. So that adds another receiver over there for Jalen Hurts. Let's see any other notable names here. Let's see here. Oh, the Browns got Denzel Austin out of Washington, another good receiver going over there to the Browns. I hope the Browns do good, especially for Shedeur Sanders. I'm I don't know how that whole situation is gonna play. I know him and Deshaun Watson are battling out for the quarterback position over there. You got Todd Monken over there as the head coach. So we'll see what happens with the Browns. But like I said, the Browns are the Browns. I mean, losing Myles Garrett, they did get Garrett first, so that obviously he's not Myles Garrett, but he's still a very good, defensive player over there. So I mean, the Browns are the Browns, but I'm pulling for Shador. I hope he balls out. I've heard great things from some of the OTA that he's been doing pretty good over there. But like I say, it's OTA. You can't get too high or too low. But I'm pulling for Shedeur Sanders. I want to see the kid do well. I talked about it on the last show that, not the last show on here, but the original Three and Out talked about Shedeur over there quite a bit. I'm pulling for the kid. I want to see him do well, prove all the doubters and haters wrong. So we'll see about that. I think that's the main stuff that I wanted to get to with the draft. Those are the main names that I wanted to get to. Let's see. Tight end Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt goes to the Eagles. He's another guy actually, he's on my team on Madden. That's the one thing about Madden. Like, even though you may not have the updated roster, somebody will always like create the current like roster so you can have an up to date roster. He's one of my tight ends on the Saints. I'm using the Saints in Madden, and he's one of my tight ends. He does actually pretty pretty good for me. Actually, I got Kyle Pitts and him, and then we just be lighting it up, lighting it up. I mean, I have a very good team, very good team over there. Let's get into my Commanders. Like I said, they got Sonny Styles and drafted Antonio Williams, another wide receiver. Hopefully, in the mix there with Scary Terry, Van Jefferson, De'Ami Brown, Luke McCaffrey. They can, have a solid receiving core because it can't just be Terry McLaurin. It can't be, unless some other guys have to step up and start making a name for themselves on the offense. I mean, Terry's the guy. He's healthy. Don't have to worry about all the whole contract situation like he did last off season. But somebody else, whether it's Williams, Luke, whoever it is, somebody else needs to step up on that receiving core for us to ultimately get to where we want to be and to take that offense to the next level and help Jaden. You can't expect Jaden to go out there every week and be Superman. I mean, we know he's great talent and everything, but the more his supporting cast around him helps him, the better the team will be, the better the offense will be at the end of the day. Let's see, we took Joshua Josephs, outside linebacker from Tennessee. Hopefully helps that rejuvenated defense. I'm excited about this defense. We've got younger, got faster, more athletic. We definitely need to do that. We definitely can't be like we were last season. I mean, all due respect to Bobby Wagner, legend, Hall of Famer. We appreciate what he brought to the team, but he's not the Seattle Bobby Wagner. Definitely not that. So we took another running back, Katron Allen out of Penn State to add to our running back room. He's the all-time leading rusher over there for Penn State with over 4,000 rushing yards. That's crazy because Saquon Barkley was there too. And for Keyshawn Allen to be the all-time leading rusher, that says a lot for sure. That says a lot, most definitely. So hopefully he helps our running back. Well, let's see. We took a center and Matt Golpin from Michigan State. After losing Tyler Biotish, we definitely need somebody at center to, ensure to help, continue to build up that offensive line. So hopefully he helps with that. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of picks this draft. I think we made the most of the picks that we had. Took a quarterback from Rutgers, Aton Manis. I think gonna be competing for that third string. Obviously, James number one, Marcus Mariota's number two. But I think he'll definitely, have a chance to at least compete for that third quarterback spot, or maybe keep him on the practice squad. Maybe between him and Sam Hartman, who's been there the last couple of years. But he didn't do that great last year. But he was coming off he had like off-season shoulder surgery, so I don't think he was fully healthy. But obviously, he's not, you know, long-term answer or anything like that. But, just somebody, I always believe in having three quarterbacks. Have your starter, have your backup. Because, like, say your starter goes down, and if you just have just two quarterbacks, and you just down to one. I'd at least have somebody on the practice squad that's at least practicing and familiar with the offense. If you have to call him up from the practice squad, he's there and he's familiar with your system. I never believed in that whole two quarterback system that a lot of teams were doing. If you don't see it as much now, but for a while there, people were just like, oh, just keep two quarterbacks. I always believe in keeping 3 quarterbacks. Oh, and even when I play Madden, I always make sure I have 3 quarterbacks. I think that's very, very important. So, yeah, that was pretty much the draft. All our draft picks have signed. I forgot there's 2 players that they said they haven't signed yet. I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but I think most of the people that have got drafted have signed their contracts. Sonny Styles, he signed a 4-year, $37.2 million fully guaranteed contract with 23.9 million signing bonus. He's gonna wear number 52, which is cool. I think it was 0 in college, but Mikey seems to have had that with the Commanders. So I know Mikey's not giving that up. And I think Sonny was talking about, he said he was there and he saw a lot of the old pictures and stuff up around the building, and he saw some of the linebackers wearing like a traditional, but normally the linebackers like wear the traditional numbers in the 50s, between 50 and 59. So he said he figured he would go with that. Of course, I was Ray Lewis's number 2 in Baltimore. So hey, for them pick a number, picking 52 is pretty, pretty darn good. If he comes anything close to what Ray Lewis was for Baltimore, hey, we got to have a true stud here for years to come. So that's all I wanted to get into with the draft. They said this draft set a record, set a new NFL record for attendance with 805,000 people over the 3 days for the draft. That's absolutely amazing. And next year, 2027, the draft is going to be here in DC. That's going to be amazing. Let's break that record. Let's get 985,000 people there. Let's do that, or even more. But yeah, let's break that record next year. DC, stand up. Let's see some other things I want to get into before I wrap up here. Girls flag football has officially been sanctioned in Washington D.C. I think that's amazing. Girls playing flag football. Flag football has become a really big thing over the last several years. It's gonna be in the Olympics coming up when the Olympics come up again. And that's sanctioned for girls flag football team here in DC. I think that's beautiful. Kids playing sports, females playing sports. I think that's excellent. You learn so many lessons playing sports, teamwork, keeps you out of trouble and everything, give you something constructive to do with your time. I think that's a beautiful thing. So if I find out more news about that, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But the fact that they're having it sanctioned in the DC area is a beautiful thing. Some other news here. Cam Jordan signs a 1-year deal to stay with the Saints, returning for his 16th season. Spent his whole career there. Good for him. Not going anywhere. Go finish his career there. I'm sure that's awesome for him. This, like I mentioned last time, this whole Brandon Ayuk situation continues to post videos. He posted a video with like his location in DC. I think he posted one time that he was in Virginia. And this nothing's like official yet, but I've heard rumors saying that he could possibly be released by the time training camp starts next month. The jury's still out. I hope they just come to an end with this whole situation because it's just this back and forth and then posting all these videos and the 49ers wanting to try to get something for him. I mean, just cut the ties and just move on. Let him go. Clearly, he's not gonna play for you. Clearly, he doesn't want to be there. He's made it very clear he wants to be a Commander. Obviously, he's friends with Jaden Daniels and knows Adam Peters from his time with the 49ers. But just end this thing. It's just at this point, it's just too much. This back and forth. Let it go. Cut your ties. Move on. Take your L on that one. Live and you learn. But we shall see how that situation plays itself out. It's just a crazy, crazy situation. A lot of teams are having their OTAs and stuff now, their last little practice and stuff before training. They had their little break before training camp starts at the end of July. Now, this is some news from the recent Commanders little mini camp that they've had here recently. Let's see, it's just some notes I found here online here. It says Dan Quinn said the team will practice for the entire 3 days of the mini camps, but will not take off the final day as they did last season, and which is a good thing. I mean, when they played last year, they need a whole the practice that they can get. The kicker battle between Jake Moody and Hugh Stevens will continue all summer. Stevens went 6 for 6 with a long 54-yard field goal. Moody went 4 for 6, missing a 48-yard kick and another short kick. They said, it's, I hope we figure out this kicker position. We've gone through so many kickers over the last several years. You say what you want about the kicking position, but kicking and punting are probably two of the most underrated things on a football team. Punting and stuff, that's like field position. Sometimes a game may come down to a field goal. You may need a field goal kicker to win you a game. And you definitely notice when you have a good kicker and punter and when you don't have good kicker and punter. Now, we have a great punter in Tress Way. Amazing. He's been there for many years. Easily one of the best, if not the best punters in the league. If we could just figure out the freaking kicker position, that would be tremendous. Dan Quinn said that Van Jefferson and De'Armond Brand have stood out so far this offseason. That's great to hear. Like I said, the more the receiver room stands out and the more weapons we have around Jay Daniels and this offense, this new offense with David Blau, the better. Let's see. Bill Klosky Merritt, he hadn't been practicing, but they say he was a full participant in practice, which is great to hear. Catching punts. When this practice took place, you had Lane, McCaffrey, Williams, and Burks all taking punts, returns. Let's see. They say Sonny Styles looks the part, which is great to see. They said JD5 stayed after practice ripping throws to Terry, Luke, Yami, and Williams. That's great to hear. Building that chemistry, that's definitely a good thing. I know early in the off season they were working out in California. That's great to see. I mean, it's very important to build that chemistry with your receivers and stay after practice to work with them. I remember Terry, he was on somebody's show and he was talking about, I think like during the Memorial Day weekend, they had a little break and everything. I think he said JD5, J Daniels was texting and asking him something about one of the routes or something that they were running. He was like, man, we on we on break now. But hey, that's definitely a good thing. So he's locked in and he wants to make sure they get stuff right for sure. I think that was the main stuff from these notes. Let's see. Tunsil and Connolly walked out to practice together. Tunsil stayed after practice with Connolly, coaching him up. That's good. The veteran helping the young guy. You love to see stuff like that. And yeah, they wrapped this, little OTA mini practices up. That'll be it. They'll have a break up until training camp. And yeah, that, once training camp gets rolling around, getting to the preseason, we know that football is the real thing is getting just that much closer. Just getting that much closer. Top remaining free agents available right now. You got Joey Bosa, Bobby Wagner still out there, Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuels, Von Miller, Javion Clowney, Keenan Allen still out there. Will any of these guys get signed? Who knows? Maybe closer to training camp, you may see some of these guys get signed, but some guys may go down. Y'all like I said, not wishing any injury on anybody, but you know how football can be. Somebody gets hurt and everything. So one of these guys may, be able to find their way on a roster. So I mean, a lot of these guys are obviously older players, but you never know. so that's why into a 1-year deal. Veterans minimum, we'll have to break the bank for any of these guys. You know, I'll get any of these guys on reasonable deals, I feel. And one more thing, I didn't get to mention this last episode. Taylor Heineke announced his retirement at 33 years old. He said, "For 25 years, I had the pleasure to play the great sport of for 25 years, I had the pleasure to play this great sport of football. It was it has taught me a lot, not only about myself, but about life as well. Many ups and downs throughout the years, but the ups outweigh the downs tenfold. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would have been able to live this life. Thank you to all who have supported me in this journey. Thank you all who have believed in me, and thank you to those who gave me the opportunity to live out my childhood dream. Excited for this next chapter of my life, and always go Skins." You love to hear that from Taylor Heineke. Now, obviously, Taylor Heineke, was he the most talented quarterback? No. He had the most strongest arm? No. Was he the most athletic? No. But I've never seen a guy play with so much heart, grittiness, passion. Teammates loved him. I mean, the guy had heart. I mean, the guy for a while there, before we obviously got, Jaden Daniels, he's probably the best quarterback he had. I mean, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, he did some good things. When he got in there and got the opportunity to play, he did some very good things. I mean, he bounced around the league. I mean, he's with the Panthers, he's with the Texans, played with the St. Louis Blackhawks. Were they a Oh, yeah, the, Blackhawks played in the United Football League. So he played with them. Of course, he's with the Commanders. Slash Washington Football Team. They were the Washington Football Team when he came here. He's with the Falcons. He's in the season with the Chargers. And he'll always be known for that playoff game in 2020. Let's see. Yeah, that wild card playoff game against Tampa Bay during the COVID time. No fans there in that arena, in that stadium. I could just imagine if we had fans there, especially when he ran for that touchdown and extended and hit the pylon. That was something special. That was something that was something, like, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, the guy had, like I said, the guy played with heart. He had a lot of heart, a lot of guts. I mean, he balled out in that playoff game. He was 26 for 44, 306 passing yards, and a touchdown. Because he had that rushing touchdown where he died for the pylon. Like I said, they lost 31-23. I mean, they gave Tom Brady and the crew a run for their money in that game. I mean, they gave them all they could. I mean, what could you expect? I mean, he'd been laying on his couch, hadn't been playing. The quarterman is like the emergency quarterback, because they had a whole thing with Alex Smith and coming back from the leg injury and everything. And of course, the whole thing, went down with Dwayne Haskins. But unfortunately, obviously, he passed away. Very tragic situation. May he rest in peace. But yeah, I mean, Taylor balled out in that game. I will never forget that. Never forget that at all. And after that, he signed a 2-year, $4.75 million contract extension with the team for that next season. And he ended up playing some games that season as well because we had signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. He got injured that first game, and Taylor came in and did his thing. I believe it was against the Giants on Thursday Night Football, and we won that game. Yeah, shout out to Taylor. Like I said, not the most athletic guy, wasn't nothing super flashy, but when he got in there and got an opportunity to play, the guy was a ball. The guy was a ball. He played with his heart on his sleeve. And you have to respect that. You have to respect that for sure. You gotta respect a guy like that. It's gonna, put it all on the line like that. So played at Old Dominion, played his college ball there. But yeah, shouts out to Taylor. Whatever he decides to do, we wish him well. But that's all for me. I believe that's all the stuff I wanted to cover here today, guys. Once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening on this new journey, this new era of the Three and Out Renaissance podcast. Like I said, I'm very excited for this. Very excited for what's to come with this show, what's going to be going on moving forward. But yeah, just continue to support the show. Like I said, I was going to do the plugs here because I've updated all of the socials, the website. You can definitely access the podcast there. All the links and stuff are there. It's at the moneymakerworldorder.alitu.com. Money World Order kind of paid a little homage to the NWO New World Order, the Money Maker World Order. Alitu is the software that I'm using for this podcast, being able to like distribute the podcast, create the website and everything. It's been great so far. I've had no complaints using Alitu. It's been amazing so far. We're on Instagram and Threads at the Three and Out Renaissance Podcast. Give us a follow over there. No Facebook page yet. I may create a Facebook page at some point, but right now just Instagram, Threads. Like I said, at the Three and Out Renaissance Podcast. And over on Twitter, we're at the new Three and Out Era on Twitter, at the new Three and Out Era. That's the official Twitter/X account for the new show. And like I said, we are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. I have the links posted on these social media accounts, the links on the website as well. At at Three and Out Renaissance Podcast on Instagram and Threads, at New Three and Out Era on Twitter/X. And the website again is the Moneymaker World Order at alitu, alitu.com. Like I said, the links and stuff are all on the page. If you have any questions about any of that, just please reach out to me. I'll be happy to share the links and stuff with you. But that's all from me, guys. Take care, be safe as always, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Empires out of buildings. I wanna leave a legacy of helping others finally feel things, of motivating and killing depression, exhaustion. We need some healing. I work through the pain. I like seeing gains. I keep my head down, buried, walk through the flames. Yeah, I do this every day, even when I feel drained. A true man pushes through. You don't hear complaints. No, I don't wanna stay the same, yeah. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. So I fight every day and train, yeah. It'll all be worth it. One day it'll all be worth it. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. I've had enough. I'm making my own luck. Adrenaline, my drug. I'm sick of feeling stuck. I got this, yeah, I got this. Will not quit to the top. I